Well, hello everyone. So, um, let's see. Um, Today I went to a doctor's appointment and, um, it didn't go as well as expected, but, but, I mean, I guess it is what it is. Hi, Shy-Town Sue. But, so I had to go to my appointment. Mm, Why, when I pull up something on my tablet, it's not working.
Well, it appears our good buddy Rick is a criminal.
Uh-oh.
Because he owns more than six. He showed us that before he left for all that time. He showed us his whole collection. Ricky, I know it's freezing and you don't have electricity, but you might want to go out and bury those toys in the backyard. Yeah, before the cops show up.
So, um, yes, I actually had that going from my tablet. DDT. Um, so anyways, it wasn't such a good turnout. At the doctor's. Hi DDT, hi North Sack. Um, Now I'm off work for even longer, DDG. Cause my doctor told me I couldn't go back until the 3rd. So um but I want to cash my last check. Yeah, that I got from work, so I did that as well. Now I have to go tomorrow morning at 11:30 to go see a podiatrist about my foot because my doctor thinks there's something inside my foot, and so hi Rosie. What, I gave your video a thumbs down? I'm actually about to hold on so I can go back to it. Mm, let's see. Um,
Well, it appears our good buddy Rick is.
there we go. Oh, she's been spreading that around? What the hell? I know you. I don't know you wouldn't do anything like that, DDT. Hmm. Can I see a face? I don't know who's wanting up. They won't show me a face. They won't show me a face. Whoever wants up. I'm not taking my chance of getting porn bombed again. Well, they left since I wouldn't let them up. I guess they really didn't want to show me their face, so it probably would have been a porn bomb if I would have let them up. Right, nor is that. You got that right. They left now, anyways. Not getting tricked again, like I have in the past when I um when I wasn't really paying attention to who I was letting up. I got porn bombed and so I'm trying to avoid that. Um so um honestly I can't remember it right now. But it was a very unfamiliar name to me. So they'll probably try and yes, DDT. I'm off until the 3rd because my doctor said that uh, there might be something lodged in my foot and she doesn't want me walking on it. Um, so I went and turned the paper in today. So and then I have to go see a podiatrist tomorrow at 11:30. Hmm. Trust me, I wish I could get back to work. Hey, random. Yeah, it can be. So, until they can figure out what's going on with my foot, I guess. Which I hope it's soon. I was told it's still swollen, and to keep soaking it and keep. No, it's still swollen, random. My doctor told me today. And she says she thinks that I got something, I have something lodged in my foot. Um, but hmm, they referred me to a podiatrist. And the last x ray I had at urgent care, they said there was nothing in it. But then my doctor is, telling me differently. So my primary care doctor saw me differently. Um, Well, that's where um I got my last X-ray done was urgent care. Hi, Guido. Um, it's the bottom part by the heel. Hi, no justice. Thanks for subscribing and hi, Guido. I hope they can figure something out because I'm tired of this. Tired of having to go. Well, um, I mean, I don't know what to say. I know that you wouldn't do that and harass or send pictures like that. I know you wouldn't, but now she just, I guess she just won't understand. Um, um, she's probably gonna, my guess is she's probably going to, make a video about you later, DDT, just to warn you. But, you know, um, you know, mean, people claim that, you know, you're this, you're that, blah, 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 blah. And all they have to say is, negative stuff. And they never, I mean, there's a lot of good things you've done. And yeah, I think jealousy is a part of it. Um, but she needs to, you know, admit that she lied, that you never harassed her, and that you never sent dick pics. But honestly, I don't ever see her doing that. Um, picture random. Picture random. Hello.
You know me, I don't do pitches.
Oh,
No, it's me. But I don't blame you though for being cautious.
yeah, because earlier I had somebody try to come up here with a name I didn't recognize, and so I didn't let the person up because he wouldn't show me a picture.
Oh, really? Well, it was
Yeah.
a stranger though, right? It was kind of a strange name.
Yeah, it was a very
Yeah,
unusual. I'd never seen before, and
yeah,
I asked them to show their face twice, and he never did. They never did. So
I get it. You don't mind if I'm up here, right? You don't.
no, I don't mind. No, I'm good.
Okay.
You can be up here. Hey guys, I'm working right now. I just wanted to jump in and say if I could keep up the good work, random. Thanks. Just my opinion. But if there was a DDT dick pic out there, it would have been all over Discord by now. Right, Freaks 2.0.
Yeah. So they took an X-ray of your foot, right?
Hold on. Picture.
Huh?
Hello?
Yo, Becca, what's going on, hon?
Not much.
Anna, what's going on, my friend?
Hey, Greg, how you doing?
Kind of choppy, dog.
I just wanted to jump in, and I'm driving right now through the desert, but I wanted to just say hello, and I'm glad you're doing your streams, Becca, and keep them up. Don't let anybody take your streams down. Get your watch hours in. Thumbs up, and keep doing what you're doing. I like what you're doing, and I'm glad that you're moving forward with life. And I'm glad DDT and everybody's cool, and everybody's on the same page. And it seems like DDT's on your side too, no matter whether you're together or not. So just keep your head up. And I don't like to get into the drama stuff anymore because I've got my family back. I got everything that I want that's great in my life, and I don't need to watch cops or do all that anymore. But I'm doing something I enjoy and something that's worthwhile. And you guys keep it up, and
DDT and Dave and all you guys, just don't listen to all the drama and all the trash. Just that's what they want, and that's how you get off of YouTube, because they want you to react to them. Don't react to them, and they have no ammo.
Right.
That's right. That's right. Good for you, Doug. That's good. I'm glad you're doing good.
Oh, Doug.
Thanks, Random.
Doug.
Yeah, Becca.
North Sack asked me, Becca, did Doug ever apologize for calling you all those foul names?
You know what? A lot of that stuff, like I said, was back for YouTube and to react and give people the ammo they want. But to be honest with you, I have nothing against you or DDT, or I mean, I like you guys and Dave, and I meant what I said to Dave. I'd go and help him try to get his truck back from San Diego. Like, I really meant that. I'm not trying to just be a personality or somebody that's not me all the time. Like, that's why it takes a, like Rick Crude, he's going overboard. He used to be funny. He used to be entertainment, but what he's doing, he's putting people's lives in danger and talking stuff that he shouldn't be talking. And a lot of that stuff is considered cyberbullying. So if you want to report that, you do what you want. But I'll tell you what, if I ever see Rick Crude on the streets, he's not a man of wrestling, and he's not a man of his word. I'll smack him around, and I guarantee that. And it'll take him to get out of Texas or get out of his wheelchair, you know, and the next day. He's not going to ever, you know, that guy will never walk again. And I think, you know, you can verbally beat him with words. You can. But if that guy really threatens, or if that guy, now that the threats that he has made, or the things that he says, or he's got his guns back and all this stuff, if I ever am in Texas and I see Rick Crude, I'm going to fight for my life. And I will guarantee you that it's not because I'm scared, but it's because of the threats that he's made. And if someone's going to put him down or in his wheelchair, it's not going to be PayPal Peanut, and it's not going to be somebody who's vocalizing it over YouTube. So all that is junk. But Rick Crude is going to get what Rick Crude gets, and it's Rick Crude, not Rick Crude. And he's not a valuable asset to any commodity of any YouTube or any personality that people should even like to listen to. Like I said, he was fun before, but now it's becoming a point where people will go after him for what he's threatening and what he's claiming, and the words he uses, and devalues people. That's not somebody people want around anyway. So he'll be faded out real quick. You know, people like you and real people who show their lives and their true aspects of themselves, you'll succeed. So don't fall to that stuff, okay?
Okay.
And don't take your stuff down either. And much love to you guys and Random. It's good to see you. You're up on the panels and supporting Becca. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And I watch you guys even though I don't comment.
Hey, thanks,
doing the people that I appreciate. So you guys have a good night, and I'm gonna get back to searching before the daylight ends, and I'll see you guys soon. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Doug.
Okay, Doug. We'll be watching you.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Okay.
Thanks, Random.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. Everything he said was right, Becca.
Well, that was a pretty good conversation between me and Doug.
Well, I mean, people go through stages in their life, you know, and Doug really ain't a bad guy. I mean, when I first met him, I really didn't like him at all. You know, that whole hospital scene and everything else. I just had, you know, I had nothing but bad things to say to the guy, and you know, yeah, you know, I kind of saw that he wanted to. I don't know, change his ways, I guess. And I mean, you got to give a person credit for that. You know, he went through some struggles in his life. So, I mean, you know, we all do. We all have our times in life. So, I mean, who are we to judge the guy especially when he's trying to better himself? He's happy with his family now. I mean, what more could you ask for? And he's doing something good. He's out there. I've watched some of his videos. I don't know if you do. But, you know, I mean, you got to give credit where credit is due. You know, some people hold on to the shit that happened in the past. And, you know, and I'm sure it's exactly the way you said it. He's getting no personal hard feelings against you, DDT, or anybody else. It was just a phase of life he was going through. And it's over now, you know.
Right.
Yeah, hey, good luck to him. Good luck to him, you know?
Hmm.
Like I said, on YouTube, you're gonna have people that hate you no matter what. And that's just something you gotta grow accustomed to. And why people pick on you, I don't know. I mean, I've been around for a while, you know that, and I, you know, I've watched you and DDT quite a few times, and I just don't understand how what you guys do and say spurs any kind of real hatred. And people have been rough on you guys, especially with the pond bombing. There's just some sick bastards out there. They just hate life. They hate everybody, no matter what. I mean, we all don't like people. I mean, I don't like certain people either, but I mean, there's people that you don't like, and that's people like Rick Rude and the emos. I just don't like emo and Rick Productions and a few others. And then there's some people you just, I mean, I don't know, from day to day, it's a love-hate relationship, I guess. That's the way I deal with it anyway. Get an argument with somebody one day, and the next day it's should be over with for the most part, unless they're going full tilt at your family, uh, attacking everybody around you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, getting back to the foot, you got an appointment tomorrow with a podiatrist.
Yes, I do.
That's good. That's good. Uh, I mean, does it feel a little better at all?
It hurts when I stand or walk on this foot.
And they think something's in there. Like, did they mention bone spurs?
No, she didn't mention what she thought was in there, but she said she thought something was in there.
Well, I
Thanks,
guess you can't
Doug.
go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was telling Doug thanks for his comment.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you can't be going to a better doctor. He's going to tell you what every possibility could be.
Yeah, now my doctor put that I can't go back to work till the 3rd.
Ooh. I mean, can you get along without money for a while, or? I mean, I know you said you get 3 meals. Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, you get a check from McDonald's. I would imagine it's holding for you, right?
Yeah, I brought my paperwork in from today, so they know I was originally scheduled to work tomorrow too.
I mean, that day when your foot started bothering you, did you feel a sharp pain all of a sudden? Like maybe
Yeah,
something with
I
yeah.
could barely walk. The pain was so bad.
I mean, if there is something in your foot, is it possible it happened at McDonald's? Because it's workman's comp.
Because that's when it started hurting, was when I was working, to the point where I could barely even walk.
Yeah, I mean, if this doctor tells you got to be out for a couple of months, you might want to look at the workman's compensation part of it.
Yeah. Love Penny Lane, I'm not sure.
So how much snow did you guys end up getting the other day?
We ended up getting a lot.
Yeah, we get some coming in too. Tomorrow and Friday. I mean, it's winter, same as it is over where you're at. I mean, the people down in Texas don't know what to do with it, but at least they're starting to realize how we deal with it up here.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm back. So, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I was just commenting on how I think it's right that DDT protects himself with that. I think it's something maybe he should have done a long time ago. Um, hey, the hell with it, what everybody else thinks. I mean, I I think pretty much everybody knows that girl, and be careful what I say. That girl Rosie. Um, I mean, the poor girl, she's got her life cut out for her too. And it ain't an awful great one, but still, she seems to know an awful lot between right and wrong. And I've heard her now say two or three times that she's pregnant. So, she's willing and capable of starting these kinds of stories. And yeah, if I was a betting man, I would bet that, the whole thing about DDT is nothing but one big fabrication. Of course, I believe him anyway, and I think it's that way, but, maybe other people would too. I mean, it drove him right off of YouTube pretty much. And it's too bad because he liked to be on panels and have them. And, I mean, it's just a shame that it affects people the way it does. But, maybe it's time that she comes clean. I think enough pressure being applied to her. Maybe she will come clean.
Right.
Absolutely. When somebody's trying to help somebody and it gets twisted out 180, and the next thing you know, their name is mud for it. I mean, that leaves a mark. I mean, no wonder why the guy's a little scarred.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like somebody accusing somebody else of being a pedophile, or rape, or something like that, and they really never did it. I mean, that's something that leaves a mark for a long time. It's hard to dig yourself out of that hole.
Yeah.
I've seen him help people, and I just don't see. I don't see how people just automatically twist that into him being a predator. Seems like now anybody that wants to help somebody, they're an automatic predator. And that's bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, and another thing, I mean, you'd be the last person to be hanging around with him if he was guilty of these types of things. So, I mean, you know him best. You've been hanging around with the guy for a long time, so
Yeah.
and you have nothing but nice things to say about him. So, where other people get lost with all this, it just goes back to uh, some people on YouTube just hating others for, no particular reason other than just to be hateful.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the way it's always going to be. You're never going to stop that. You're never going to stop this on YouTube. If anything, it's just going to get worse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at all the crap going on with all these channels now. All they're doing is fighting, and people are, I mean, they're just too sensitive. They're getting their feelings hurt by somebody, and the next thing you know, it spins out of control. So what are you eating? I hear you fumbling around with something there.
I'm not eating anything.
No? You don't have any snacks?
We do, but I'm just not hungry for one right now.
So you're going to be all right for food and things that you'd like to have. So you're gonna be okay for like food and things that you need, you know, the soaps and shampoos and things like that.
Yep. I've got money saved up, so
Oh, good for you.
mhm.
No, that's good. I'm glad you're gonna be okay. You know, I hope that you don't have to be out of work for very long.
I know. I think I've already been off for like 2 weeks. But hi Big D.
Hey, Big D, how you doing, bud? Tell him to come up on the panel. He's much more.
Big D, come up on
He's
panel. I'll post the link again.
he's much more better on panels than I am. He's an experienced bastard.
I haven't been there that long to be able to get that. Okay, Big T. Love Penny Lane. I haven't been. I haven't been working at McDonald's long enough to get sick time.
You don't have any sick days at all?
Uh,
You don't have any sick days or personal days at all?
no, I've only been there for a few months.
No, for
So
some reason, I thought you were there longer than that. Well, Becker, I don't know what to talk about. Why don't you open up a topic?
mm, let's see. What do you think about all the power outages in Texas?
I think it's definitely something new for them. Um,
Yeah, me too.
I mean, the power outages might be something they experience once in a while, but I don't know if they've ever experienced this type of freezing cold weather before. If they have, it must have been a long time ago because I've never heard of it.
Right.
So that's
Good to see you, Blue Eyes.
the big problem for them. I mean, most people
They're
down
not
there
used
don't.
to snow.
What's that?
They're not used to snow.
No, I would imagine most of them never even heard of a furnace.
No, I know they're not, Penny.
I can't imagine places like
Hi.
Texas.
You can't imagine what?
I can't imagine places in Texas like Walmart's or those big box stores down there even having space heaters. I don't think it even gets cold enough down there to have any kind of space heater. You know, whether it runs on propane or whatever else. You know, obviously you can't use an electric space heater because there's no electricity. But
Rick's
I
got
don't
the he had outside inside, which I don't think it's so safe. But
say that again, Becca.
I said Rick's got his outdoor heater inside. He brought in his heater from outside.
Well, I think I heard him talking about bringing in his gas barbecue grill, and well, that's only something that would come out of Rick Rude's mouth. I mean, good luck with that, because if you do something like that inside, you're gonna have barbecue smell inside of your house for the rest of your life. You'll never get that smell out. So whatever he cooked last week or yesterday, it's gonna be it's gonna be embedded in the walls and the paint and all the curtains if he has any, and whatever else forever. I know somebody that made that mistake, and they were about as dumb as Rick Rude too. So you know, of course, the insurance ain't gonna pick up something like that. I wouldn't think so, unless you try to scam them somehow. But I think that's what Rick Rude is talking about, though, bringing his barbecue in. And well, that might be a mistake that he won't admit, but
He brought an outside heater in. He didn't bring the barbecue grill. He brought in an outside heater.
well, I don't know what an outside heater is, but I wouldn't. I mean, I can't begin to even understand why you'd even need any kind of heater down there, other than like a sauna heater or something like that. You know, a hot tub.
Yeah.
But I mean, of course, he's limited with that too. And I don't think he has a hot tub in his house, and it wouldn't make much sense. But I don't know what kind of heater he's talking about. But I do remember him talking about maybe trying to bring his barbecue grill in. He did say that.
Mm.
Hey, I highly recommend it for him. Like a nitwit. You walk through the door and you smell pork chops. Great.
It was only 17 degrees in Houston.
Well, about the only thing they can hope for is a heat wave.
Rick is taking his life in his hands by using that heater in the house. It's horrible, DDT. I don't know how the people can protect themselves from that kind of cold.
I like to know what kind of heater.
This morning here it was -3.
I like to know what kind of heater Rick Rude has. You know, I mean, he's got a yard full of junk. I mean, I just can't imagine. He might have some Rube Goldberg device, that you can get heat out of, maybe and burn down your house in the process. But yeah, does anybody know exactly what type of heater he has? Is it one of those kerosene torpedo heaters?
I'm not sure. It looks like it's attached to propane tank. That's what it looks like. Wayne said. It looks like it's attached to a propane tank.
Oh, okay. So
Like a portable grill.
I mean, you've seen his backyard. He's got nothing but stuff that's all smashed apart and doesn't look like there's anything worth anything in his backyard. I can't imagine him having some, heater up, especially in Texas. I mean, what would you need a heater for anyway? Has somebody actually seen it? Is there a new video of him using some kind of heater in his house other than a gas grill?
He posted a video. Let's see.
Well, I mean, this is one time Rick Rude can say thank God for YouTube, because he'd probably be frozen to death by now without the people on YouTube trying to help him out. I mean, he can't even get out and figure out what kind of breaker panel he has, and Google what kind of breakers and gauge wire he needs to wire his stove. I can't imagine him even trying to do it without getting lit up. That ought to be good too. He'll have to have somebody come down here and help him.
Right. Yeah, in his video, he said, Texas. Yeah, he said it was an outdoor heater that he brought inside.
Yeah, I wonder where he stole that.
Who knows?
Well, hey, like I said, for him, it's thank God for YouTube. He'd be a frozen block of ice probably by now.
Yeah.
He's a guy I don't mind ragging on, because I just,
Right. Well, nobody can stand him.
well, I understand, he's a buffoon and he likes to, play around and play act and laugh and all that crap. But, I mean, when you got to start bringing races into it and make people feel like it's personal and really get ugly that way, well, nobody needs that, and make women feel bad. And something, it just amazes me, the caliber of women that gravitate towards this guy. I can't believe that either. So when they start getting hurt with this guy and ripped off in the future, I don't want to hear him complaining on YouTube. They brought it on themselves. They know what he's about.
What? Yeah.
I feel bad for Peanut and everything, but if she falls for that trap twice, Well, next time around, I don't think she's going to have too much sympathy for anybody, from anybody. At least
Right.
I'm not going to feel bad. I mean, we all saw what he said in his text,
Mm-hmm.
and that is extortion. That's when you have something on somebody and you threaten to use it unless they pay you for it. And that's pretty much cut and dry what he did to her.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes on and has another video talking about all the other e-scammers out there and how they're bad. And it's him and us against all these other scammers. Are you kidding me? I can't believe there's still people out there can't understand that this guy's just trying to cover his tracks. And he has the audacity to say him and the rest of us against the scammers. You gotta
Right.
be kidding me. That's a beaut. Yeah. And that was right after I don't know who had it, whether it was Andrew. I think it was Andrew that had those texts between Crude and Peanut up. That was like within 24 hours later, Crude is spewing this bullshit about how it's him and he's going to save everybody on YouTube from these e-scammers and all this other bullshit. And I'm like, dude, you just went through this yourself, scamming somebody. And he's throwing out all kinds of names, Man, that guy is really pathetic.
I don't know if he has kids that live near him. Then I don't know.
From what I hear, Rick has one girl that's in jail or in a halfway house or
Oh,
something.
his daughter?
I'm sorry?
His daughter that's in jail?
Yeah, one of them. From what I hear, he has two daughters.
Yeah,
I
one
don't
of
know.
them's in jail.
I don't know which one um,
Forgot
is
her
the
name.
mother. I don't know which one is the mother of Minnie Justice there, or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Minnie Justice.
Yeah, I don't know if she's in jail, or prison, or whatever. But that's pretty much his story. He's got two daughters and a grandchild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen a picture of his daughter that's in jail, but I forgot what her name is.
So she is in jail.
There's one of his daughters that's in jail, but I don't know anything about the other one.
Yeah, me either.
Right.
I really don't care either. You know. I just find it, ironic that he can come on and talk shit about everybody else and their problems. And, here's a guy walking down the street, humping it out, picking up cans and grabbing
Yeah,
wire TV sets off the side of the road.
yeah,
I guess that, in that point in life, the only thing you can do is talk shit, maybe. I don't know. You don't have anything. Guy don't even have a car. And I doubt serious he has his guns back either. 1 minute he's a convicted felon, the next minute, he had all his guns taken away and now they're giving back. He comes up with all these stories and then he reiterates on them. And, the last I knew, assault and battery with a deadly weapon in every state was a felony.
yeah.
And somebody talking about adjudications and all this other bullshit. Bottom line is the crime that was committed, what he was charged for, he's got that paperwork. And he sits there and says, well, I'm not sure. And it was this. And there's other issues that come out after the facts. I mean, he's talking all this rambling bullshit. He went to court. He was arraigned. He was charged. And he was convicted of something. I mean, it's those three things. And then he was sentenced to something, which was a probation, a suspended sentence. It's not a complicated process. It is for him, but I doubt seriously that he has any weapons in there in his house, or he got any weapons back at all. I think he's just saying that because now he's finally getting nervous that he's pissed off so many people that maybe somebody is going to come down here and give him a beating.
Right.
It's only a matter of time. He is a guy that doesn't know when to stop. So, he's proved that now. And time again, he doesn't know when to stop. So he's got all kinds of people pissed off, from the East Coast to Alaska. He's pissed off everybody and in between. So, sooner or later, people are going to start getting together with each other. And he's going to have a small army out in front of his house calling him out. Now, that'll be entertainment. That'll get a couple million views. You want some clicks and views, Rick? Yeah. Okay.
Got your clicks and views ready for you, Rick.
See Rick running around trying to defend himself with one of those pooper scoopers swinging at people.
Or
Maybe
picks up a bunch of rocks and starts throwing them.
Yeah. Well, that won't last long. He'll be out of breath by the fifth step and collapse anyway.
Yep.
One day he's got a UFC ring out there, and he's going to be Gracie, jiu-jitsu out there, and then the next day he's bitching about he can't move.
Right.
Yeah.
And then lately he's been bitching about his vision. I'm so old I can't see anything. Well,
Yeah.
never thought about getting glasses.
Yeah, well,
I usually wear glasses, but I just don't wear them I only wear them when I need to. Like if I go to work or if I'm about to walk somewhere.
Yeah.
Go to an appointment, then when I get home, I take them off. I don't wear them all the time like I'm supposed to.
Well, maybe he got the glasses and he plans on using them when people show up, and he's going to yell out, "Hey, you can't hit a guy with glasses." Yeah. I don't know. I think he's going to fizzle out anyway.
Yeah. Sooner or later.
Well, it's either that or he's going to wind up in jail again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you try extorting money out of people, you know, it's at the mercy of the people that know the situation that's going to keep him out of jail. You know, other than that, if somebody reports him, somebody's going to look into it.
Yeah.
He's going to be right in front of old Judge Cutthroat again, and you know, he's going to say, "Yeah, weren't we together 2 years ago or a year ago?" You know, he might be off of probation. He's not out of people's minds.
Right.
You know, DAs don't like to see repeat offenders walking through the door.
Right.
They figure you haven't learned your lesson. Not only that, but you know, he comes back under worse circumstances.
Yeah.
I was extorting money out of people. No, it's a little bit more than a pizza boy encounter, you know.
Right.
Yeah, something will happen to him.
And it'll be all his own doing. No,
Could be.
not.
Sure it will. Well, where is everybody?
I don't know. My count says there's 6 people watching.
Oh yeah, 6 people. Well, I'm not going to draw any crowds.
Well,
I'm
I
just a
usually
random.
don't either.
What's that?
I said I usually don't draw crowds either when I'm by myself.
I don't know. You get about the same amount of people in there. I just wish if anybody had problems with me, they'd just tell me. You know, I go to some streams and, you know, I go to places on purpose. I'll talk with people, certain people that other people don't like. And then I'll go to another stream and say hi to somebody and I'll get snubbed.
You
And I don't do that. If I'm in a stream that I know that somebody else is in there that nobody likes and they say hi to me, I'll say hi back.
right.
If I like them and I don't have a problem with them, I don't give a shit what everybody else thinks. You know, why should I give a shit? But there's people in there that don't do that. They just pretend like, oh, well, I was busy or didn't hear you or I didn't see you. And then the next time you pop up in another stream where they think it's safe, you know, they can't shut up. You know, you ever get that?
Yeah.
I don't see you around too often, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's how pretentious people are. Now, if
Right.
somebody's got a problem with me, hey, just tell me. You know, if it's something they're offended by, I'll apologize. You know, I said something that was offensive to Andrew last week. I don't know, 4 or 5 days, whatever. Listen,
DPT said Rick is going to jail for having too many sex toys.
that last dildo did it.
Yep.
Yeah. One too many strap-ons.
Oh my god.
And why's he got all that shit? He doesn't have a girlfriend. I mean,
I
who would
know.
lay down with that? Who would lay down with that guy?
Nobody. Nobody unless they're screwed up in the head.
Right? I don't know. He's got all these sex toys,
Yeah,
dildos and butt
he's
plugs,
got,
all this kind of. Huh?
I said he's got a lot. He's shown them on live streams before.
Yeah, I've seen some of the crap he's got. You know, I mean, I don't know what goes through his head. Now, let's see. Now, should I go down and get something to eat for the week, or there's a good deal on this 3-piece butt plug set. Yeah, I got to get that.
Right.
It's a good deal on that strap on. I got to get that, and I'll eat tomorrow.
Right.
And you're right, he does have a lot of the stuff. Did you see the? I think it was a part of the in the text message that Andrew had showing what the money bought Mini Justice for Christmas. Those Xbox games.
Oh yeah, I saw that video.
Well, some of them looked old, and that would be easy to, I mean, Recruit sits down and plays those things. He was doing it online. So
Mhm.
these are things that he already had. All he did is plop them down and say he spent money on those for Mini Justice.
Right.
Mini Justice got a yo-yo for Christmas. That's about it.
Mhm.
That's what I saw out of that. They're all old video games that he already blew money on, or some idiot sent them, like those people send him stuff,
Yeah.
cameras and shit. Somebody with deep pockets sent them some stuff. And they probably have been sending him that shit all along.
Right.
And he just, and then he begs for. Yeah, I mean, Andrew did a good job exposing him for what he really is. Pretty much for, I thought he was the whole time anyway. He's just a freaking lying scammer, But
Right.
as far as I'm concerned, Andrew put the last nail in his coffin, and there's still people out there defending the guy. Those are the
Yeah.
people when they get screwed. I don't even want to hear it. That's when I'll come back at that's when I get ugly with people. When they protect people like that, and every ounce of evidence is out there that the guy's a piece of shit, and then they get screwed and they come back and start crying. I don't feel
Mhm.
bad for them. It's like Lady Di. I mean, yeah, she's she's an older girl, but hey, she was a little tyrant with Rick Productions or for him, speaking for him and emo and whatever. I mean, sitting there picking people off. That's all they had panels for, was to sit there and time people out. And then she starts crying when she gets ripped off $1,200 for that refrigerator deal. It's like, well, excuse me, lady. Okay, I feel bad for you and everything, but what the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's an outcome that was for certain. And I kind of busted her balls today a little bit in Big D's channel. Lady Di, she was in there, and yeah, I mean, I don't hate her, but when she starts talking nonsense, and That guy, No Justice. Did you see his video of him mocking Rick in that chicken costume? Did you see that?
Which one?
That guy, No Justice. He put out a video of it was just like music and Rick Rude dancing around in the chicken outfit.
Oh no, I didn't see.
It was a funny video, but if you go to comments, you see Lady Di in there making a federal case out of it. It's really immature, and you people are this and that and everything else. So when she came in Big D's this morning, I was there. I started busting her balls about it, and she got really defensive about it. She goes, "Well, he pinned my comment," and I said, "Yeah, he pinned it, showing that this is the kind of support this idiot gets, and he really shouldn't be getting it. And you people look like idiots.
Right.
That's why he pinned it." Hey, when she gets screwed by Trump, Crude, hey, I don't want to hear it, man. I'll be right there to bust her balls about it. That's when I start getting ugly with people. Because everybody's told them so. They've told them so many times. I told you so. Don't do it. He's going to do it. He's going to screw you. And they do it anyway. And then they come crying.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel.
But so yeah, I mean, it's like when Rick comes on.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
Did you want to go?
No,
Oh, okay, good.
I was gonna say it's like Rick always has to have the last word in when he starts his arguments. It's like
Exactly.
you can't even get a word in edgewise because he'll just yell over you until you then call you obnoxious names and stuff like that.
Well, do you ever hear, when he doesn't have an answer, obviously, go back to primitive days, Neanderthal times, and that's Rick Rude. He'll start yelling, prove it, prove it, prove it. One word overpowering you. That's when he doesn't have an answer, or you struck a nerve somehow.
Yeah.
And then he'll get even more pissed off. And yeah, well, your daughter takes it up the ass and all this other fucking bullshit he drags into it. I mean, that's what he's overpowering you with. That kind of stupid shit, I mean, I hate talking about the guy. Somebody might be telling him, hey, they're talking about you over here. Next thing you know, we troll a guy in here. I hope you get the. Yeah, but it is what it is. I don't want to put that kind of burden on you in the panel. But if he does come, I'll stay up here with you. Like I said, the key there is don't get upset. As soon as you get upset, he owns you. He's got you right there. He's got you by the short hairs. As soon as you get upset and you start babbling, that's it, man. You're all his. Might as well stick a fork in yourself.
Yeah.
But if he does come, I hope you wrote out a little list and you're ready for him. Like I was telling you, remember?
Yeah. I put that list in my brain.
Good for you. Good for you. Because he's such an easy target.
Right.
I mean, You know, I mean, it's like being on a battlefield and telling the enemy exactly what you got, how many men you have, how many bullets you have, and expecting to win that battle. That's Rick Rude. I mean, he's got all this bullshit out there that you can go at him for many, many minutes about, and he doesn't know anything really about you other than to pick on a relationship between you and DDT that he has no idea about. And then add in some other names and all this other bullshit that he does. And it's
Mhm.
all a bunch of bullshit. We all know it. At least I know it.
Right.
I mean, when was the last time you were with Rick Rude?
What?
When was the last time you were with Rick Rude?
On a panel?
No, I mean face to face.
Face to face?
Yeah, you never met the guy.
No.
He never met you. So I mean, what does he really know? He doesn't know
Right.
anything about you because you don't air that laundry out voluntarily. I mean, what you have out there is what you have, and no, I don't know. I don't know how much ammo did you inadvertently give people or people on purpose or whatever. But the bottom line is he's got just as much ammo. I mean, or there's just as much ammo against him. He doesn't know anything about your private life right now. I don't know. I'm just babbling, trying to keep some kind of subject matter going here.
I don't know. But it's like every time you try to say something, he assumes he's not gonna like what you're gonna have to say. So then he'll automatically interrupt you.
Well, that's when you
When
leave.
and then and then you forget what you're about to say because he interrupted you because he wanted to be loud and obnoxious.
Yeah, that can happen. But when he starts in on that, if he comes up on your panel, just throw him out and bring him back. Just keep doing that until he gets the message.
Hmm.
If you go up on his panel, just exit yourself and come back up. He starts in again, exit. That pisses him off too, because now he can't get anything out that he really wants to say.
Right.
I mean, you can tell by talking to the guy that he's been in many, many arguments and feuds for years and years because he's good at this shit. And
Hmm.
he goes in stages, and then he starts getting up to the sexual innuendos and all this other kind of bullshit. I mean, that's his peak, and he's good at it because he's always involved with some kind of bullshit his whole life. That's the
Right.
kind of guy he is. He doesn't have any friends. There's nobody out there that loves Rick Rude.
No.
He's a problem.
And I feel sorry for whoever did or does.
No, that's his penalty in life. You want to be an asshole 3/4 of your life. Well, karma's a bitch. I think most people know this. It's the people that are in his corner and some of them really surprise me. Those are the people that just want to keep the drama going. It's either that they like him going after people that they don't like or some kind of bullshit like that. And, it should be about a lot more. It should be Rick Rude's character that people judge him by. Not by his weight in the community as far as who he's picking on and whose enemies that he's destroying for other people. The bottom line is the guy's a piece of crap.
Right.
Well, you can tell I don't like him. He's a guy that I could never like. I mean, I could sit down and have a conversation with him for probably 10 seconds, and most likely freaking leave.
5-second conversation with him if I saw him in person.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll give him 10 seconds, and he'll start getting stupid. It'd be nothing about fights or anything like that because he's a coward. But I mean, what are you going to talk to this guy about? I mean, what? I don't know. I mean, does he ever have any kind of content at all? I heard him talking about the Moors, and I don't know how he got onto that subject. In chat last night real late, and I was kind of surprised that he even knew that story, who they were. But he did get into it for a little bit, and I don't know. I mean, that's about the first time I ever heard him have any kind of content that wasn't complete bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, plus, he had such a long break off YouTube. He was probably, the whole time he was off, he was probably plotting all the videos he was going to make that are about other people.
Exactly. He had plenty of time to plot and plan because, he I don't know, he was made to stay off the internet or whatever. I don't know what kind of deal that was, but that doesn't mean he couldn't get on under just viewing circumstances and watch all this shit happening and form some kind of game plan. And that's exactly what he was doing. I have a feeling that his world is really caving in all around him. I think that whatever means he has to support himself in that home, I mean, I can't believe he'd be able to pay the property taxes alone on it if he even owns it. I mean, he might be leasing that place and getting help from the government. I mean, who knows what's really happening? But I can tell you, just by him kicking cans and collecting wire, there's no way he could survive. He's got animals there to feed. He's got all this shit. So either he's getting more donations than anybody really realizes, or he's getting some kind of government assistance other than Social Security or what have you. And I think, something's going on with him that he's going to have to leave that property, or he's going to lose it, or he's behind in his taxes, and the town's going to own it, or something like that. Something just seems like it's, I don't know, not right there. It doesn't make any sense.
I could be said he gets disability.
But I mean, how much can that be? You know, my last property tax bill was $7,500. You know, I mean, you got to add that on top of your daily expenses and eating and whatever else you're doing all day long. So, you know, I mean, I just, unless he's getting a lot of people sending him cash or he's extorting other people for money, threatening to dox them, who knows? Maybe he's got a handful of people he's doing this to. You know, I mean, who's really going to come forward and say, yeah, he's threatening to dox? All it's going to do is make it worse for them. But who knows? But I mean, it doesn't make sense the
DDT
way
said Social Security. He isn't disabled. Then I could be says mentally, lol.
Yeah, I agree. I could be. Yeah. Yeah, we all know that's a fact. But, well, okay, say he's getting Social Security disability. You know, that's a portion because he's not, I don't even think he's 60 years old yet. So he's not eligible for full Social Security. So he's on, you know, he's on a psychological disability through Medicare or whatever. That still can't be a lot of money. I mean, here's a guy that just, you know, what? I mean, he worked as a security job, as a security officer or whatever. All right, so maybe you're getting a little more than minimum wage. You really can't pay into the system enough to really get a good chunk of change out of it to afford a light bill and
I don't see how they haven't caught on to his scamming yet.
what do you mean, the internet scamming?
The Social Security, and the internet. I don't see how they haven't caught on to that.
Well, I mean, that's another thing. If you're making any kind of money on the side, you got to report that. Yeah.
It's not like he makes $200 picking up cans. I mean, come on. I mean, you'd have to be out there for a couple hours for that to happen. I mean, really, people. If he was as smart as he claims he is, then he would get off his lazy ass, get a job, stop e-begging. Maybe if he got a job, he wouldn't have to e-beg to pay his bills either. I mean, come on. Hello.
I don't know how long I was talking to nobody, but I'm back.
But
babbling along, and I was babbling along, and all of a sudden I look at the thing and it says, "Try again."
oh, but yeah, it's like he can't get, he can't make $200 picking up cans. If he wanted to make $200 picking up cans, that would take him a few days, right?
I would think it'd probably take him weeks. $200 in cans. That's a lot of aluminum.
Probably months.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, that's not how you make a living. I mean, he's
Well,
just like he's just like He reminds me of like yeah, he claims he's disabled. Yeah, when I'm actually disabled, I receive SSI. Yes, but on top of that SSI, I work. Social Security said I could work up to 30 hours a week.
Okay, so you know how it works then. But
Huh?
somehow, so you know how it works.
Yeah,
And so somehow, but
one penny
don't
per
they?
in Texas.
But you still have to report that, right?
Yeah, they see all the times that I work.
Okay.
And they'll see that, I haven't been working for, they'll see that my income has went down a little bit.
Well, I think the last thing Crude is going to do is take the time to sit down and answer questions for Social Security. So, you know, you can
It's like,
deduct what you want from that.
that's like, I don't ever see him taking the time to do that. He doesn't have the patience for shit like that.
Oh, you think he's scamming people in a sense that he's pretending that he's out collecting all this crap and he's really not?
Yep, that's why he's collecting all the Social Security money.
Okay. Plus, it makes him look
He
like he's
doesn't
really.
have a disability.
Well, I mean, as far as whether the guy, has a few screws loose or not, I guess we can all agree that he's not normal. But I don't know if
Oh,
that.
he's far from normal.
Yeah, I don't know if just being an asshole qualifies you for Social Security. Maybe it does these days. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah. Oh, I think that maybe a part of it might be, well, let's show these people on YouTube that I'm a real good scammer, and I'll show them that I'm just stripping
Oh,
wire.
I'm so much better than everybody else. Poor me, poor me. I don't have a job, but I can screw people over real good.
Yeah. Well, when he's walking down the street with that shopping cart, I mean that tugs at people's hearts too.
Yeah.
So they go with the scamming again. So hey, maybe the guy's cashing in at the end of the month, and he's got many sources that provide him with more than we really know about.
He's one phone call away from getting cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, somebody's going to be making that phone call.
Well, I know Social Security, they urge you to call. They urge people to call and report anybody that they suspect of fraud. And, I mean, it doesn't have to be explicit. It can be, it can be vague, and they'll investigate it. So, I mean, hey, I don't think Trump, Crude is the type of guy that really covers his tracks well. So, at some point, he's going to be in trouble for something. It's either some criminal charges or it'd be Social Security fraud, or somebody will come down
He's already
and
here. He's already a criminal.
so
Didn't you already hear he's already a criminal?
yeah. I mean, he's got a past. So yeah,
It's going to only get worse from here on out. It can't get any better.
yeah. I mean,
Depending
like I
on
said,
what extent he takes it to.
no. It's like I said, I don't really picture that guy covering his ass too well. So if somebody reports him, he's not going to have the brains to get out of it.
Nope.
Yeah. It couldn't happen to a better guy.
I mean, what does does he even buy toys from any Justice, or is it all from other people? I bet you he can't even afford any toys from any Justice.
Well, my opinion of that Christmas package there and all he showed was games. And there were games that adults would play. So even if he did buy those games for him to play, well, there's a morality problem right there, right? So
Yeah.
I think he had those games already. And he just showed it to Peanut saying, look here's what your nice Christmas money bought Mini Justice for Christmas. So he's all happy now. But it's a bunch of bullshit. It's all bullshit, though. He had those games already. I mean, one of them's an old game that that you probably can't even get anymore. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that works, but it just anybody could do that and say, hey, just line up a pile of CDs in front of the camera and say, hey, look what I bought. He's a scammer,
Right.
He bought a bunch of butt plugs with him instead, and just, said the kid got all this stuff.
Because you know how the new games, they come in different. They come in the cases, but the cases have plastic on them before you open them.
Right.
For CD cases, or some game cases do.
Right.
I wonder if he just tore off all that plastic and said that he bought them, but really he had already had them.
That's my suspicion. I wouldn't put it past him. Hey, like I said, maybe he's making a lot more than we realize,
Yeah. I'm thinking that's what he did with the games. He had already had those games. He bought them for himself. Took all the plastic off.
Probably.
and said, "Oh, here you go, Mini Justice. So this is what I got you for Christmas."
Yeah. There you go.
And just rewrapped them.
Well, there could have been something that people sent him as a gift, and he used the money that Peanut gave him for some other crap, cigarettes, and whatever other habits he has.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't think any of the money that Peanut sent for Christmas presents ever was spent on Christmas presents.
I agree.
Who else is having a live panel out there tonight?
Who is?
Yeah, must be at least a few out there.
Yeah. But no, and then he wants to go make up lies and run around and say, "Oh, I called your manager, blah, 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 blah."
Did he really do that?
Well, he said he talked to my manager, but I don't believe him.
Okay, so your manager never came to you and said, "Hey, you got some asshole that keeps calling here." So,
Nope.
okay, so it's just a bunch of bullshit then.
Mhm.
So he wants to make you believe that he could do something like that if he wanted to.
Right.
Well, I mean, does he know the actual McDonald's that you work at? And I wouldn't give that information out anyway. But
Oh,
does he
no.
know?
This was when I worked at Kroger that he claims he called.
Oh, okay. Well, if that really happened, I would imagine the boss, yeah, he wouldn't take too much time at all in coming up and saying, "Hey, Becca, what's the story here?"
Right.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. No, I mean, if he does do something like that, uh, I think that falls right in the line of bullying. So, there'd be another strike against him.
Right. Oh, yeah. He claims that he called DDT's mom. When I spoke to his mom about this, she said, "Well, he got in touch with me over Facebook." I was like, "Well, how long ago was that?" She was like, "About a week ago."
Yeah,
I
right.
said, I said, "So what did you do?" I said, "So what did you do?" She was just like, "I just ignored it."
Yeah, it's interesting that he starts using all these people, and maybe DDT can kind of deduct who might have this information and how Rick Crude got it. Because I can't imagine Rick Crude figuring out that DDT has a mother that's still alive, and Facebook account and all this other shit, unless somebody else is feeding him this information.
Yeah, she told me the other day because when I called her to see if he had contacted her, right?
Mhm.
I said, "Did somebody named Rick contact you, call you?" She goes, "What's his last name?" I said, "Crude." And she goes, "Oh yeah, he didn't call me, but he contacted me over Facebook."
You gotta be shitting me. So he did do it.
Yeah. So then, so when I told DDT that, as soon as I got off the phone with his mom, because DDT was at work, so he had asked me to call to see. And she was like, "Yeah, he contacted me over Facebook." And
Well, what did
I
he
was
say?
like, "Well, how long ago was that?" And she goes, "About a week ago." And I said, "Oh," I said, "What did he say?" She said, "Well, I just ignored the message. I didn't read it."
Wow. So
Yeah.
DDT doesn't even know?
DDT knew because I had texted him as soon as I got off the phone with her.
Yeah, but nobody knows what the actual conversation was.
Nope. Nope.
Well,
All
I can't
we know,
imagine it being anything good anyway.
all we know so far is that
I mean, it's all
she
going to
was
be bullshit,
contacted
you
on
know.
Facebook.
You know, if Rick Rude's going to send messages to people's parents, that it's it's going to be all bullshit and nothing but ugliness, you know.
Yeah.
Wow, what
And
a piece of
then,
shit.
yeah, because then he got, I got all three of us in the mix. And then she started getting on me about, you know, there was no conversation from my understanding. Well, what she had told me was that she had ignored the message from that she got on Facebook from Rick. That was what she told me.
Huh.
But in the way of actual verbal conversation over the phone, no.
Well, I mean, it's just wrong, that he did that.
Right. But his mom didn't even look at the message. She just ignored it.
Well, I mean, maybe she realizes at this point, I don't know what kind of conversations DDT has with his mother, but maybe she's under the realization that it's a YouTube spat and it's all bullshit anyway. So hopefully it's meaningless.
Yeah, well, she was getting on me about us being on YouTube and stuff like that, saying that we need to stop doing this and
Does she go on YouTube too?
that.
I
No,
Yeah,
no,
and that's the last I'll say anything about it. I don't want to give away too much information about you know, those kind of personal details. So just leave it at that. I don't want to feed into it anymore, you know, give them any more ideas to start sending more.
It's like, okay, you
Yeah.
know, left it at that.
Oh, you know, I mean, leave it to recruit, you know.
Yeah, really.
Hopefully he doesn't do it again.
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit that ain't funny. You know, I mean, a couple of years ago, a year and a half ago, whenever the last time he was on, you know, everybody could laugh him off as being an idiot. And, you know, it was entertaining to watch. It's always entertaining to watch an idiot. But, you know, when you stop pulling shit like this, it's not funny anymore. You
Right.
know, I mean, yeah, there's gonna be people out there that don't like him, that enjoy it. But, you know, bottom line is that's wrong. You wouldn't want that happening to them. You don't bother people's parents or people's kids or any of that kind of shit. And if you do, and he reciprocates, then hey, you open that door. So I mean, once you start that shit and you open the door, then you know you get what you deserve.
Right.
Yeah. It's just too bad people have to stoop to that level. Yeah, I mean, parents don't need to hear this kind of shit.
Right.
It must have been some kind of impression too, you know. So, but anyway, yeah, you don't want to feed into it. Next thing you know,
Yeah.
there'll be more messages and yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll go on to the next topic.
Which
But
would
I
be
think,
what?
well, hey, why not? You know, why not the Rosie Wren thing? You know,
Well, she claims that DDT sent her dick pics, and she also claims that he was harassing her.
yeah, I remember when that first happened, and everybody called him a pedophile and all this other bullshit, and a predator and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, I kind of call bullshit right from day one on that because that girl, you know, like I said, hey, you know, God bless her. You know, I mean, she,
I know she's autistic, but
yeah, I mean, she doesn't belong in here anyway.
no,
She
she
likes to
does.
do she likes to do the gaming and all that shit. Stay over there. And I've been saying that to, you know, making my own comments since day one. That she's just
Right.
gonna get used and abused and now they have channels that oppose her her whole uh her whole platform. Um Rosie Red canceled and all that, and they pick on her. So and maybe she deserves it half the time because she doesn't know how to deal with it. So she starts attacking people and making up stories, and she doesn't know how damaging that can be long term for people. But you know, DDT sure does, especially when it's not true. So I
Exactly.
mean, this is the problems that it causes. You know, people are going to be sympathetic towards a person like that rather than DDT, so they're going to jump on her side. And you know, I think it's all a bunch of bullshit myself. I don't think he ever did anything like it. Why would he do that?
No, he wouldn't do anything like that.
I Yeah, I don't think he would either.
He's not like that. He's
There's a whole group of people out there that don't like her. You can see it on that Rosie Red, Rosie, whatever it is. canceled, where it's a white 2-pack or whatever, I think, that she has problems with, and they pick at each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's a thing that goes back and forth too, and he keeps accusing her of hassling him and all this other bullshit, and it goes back and forth. But I mean, she's got a bunch of people that don't like her. She just doesn't belong in this thing.
Right.
It's as simple as that. I mean, it's hard to tell people where they can go and what they can do. But, I mean, come on, be reasonable. It's hard enough for people that live a normal life to survive on YouTube. Never mind, somebody that's autistic and doesn't really realize the future of, what their comments are gonna, cause problems or whatever. It's no good. It's not a good place for them.
Right. DDT says, I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I think I know what and what not to do. LOL.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's he mean by that.
Like he knows not to harass,
Oh, okay, yeah.
not to harass, send dick pics to people.
Well, I mean, think about it. If you were to want to pawn bomb her and use your own screen name to do it, wouldn't you automatically assume that she's going to immediately tell everybody that you did that? It's not something she's going to keep a secret about. So, I mean, therefore, why would you do it? I'm not saying he used his own, screen name DDT to do it, but I mean, irregardless of that, it doesn't make any sense for him to help her with a channel and then turn around and pawn bomb her or send her pictures or whatever she claims. It doesn't make any sense. I think she probably wanted him to pay more attention to her, and he didn't, so she made up a story.
Yeah, because she liked him.
Of course she did. And I can see that happening real easy with somebody that's autistic. I don't think they have the mental reasoning that's even close to what normal people have, unfortunately. And I mean, that's a horrible thing to say, but it is what it is.
Right.
They get jealous and mad like anybody else. And so what do you do when that happens? You create a story, you create some kind of diversion, or you get pissed off. I mean, and voila, next thing you know, DDT sent dick pics. Of course she's going to say something like that. I can see that. And, I mean, this whole thing is worn off by now anyway. I mean, I would hope that, he understands that it's all bullshit and people are just busting his balls and they really don't believe it. Nobody believes it. Even the people that don't like him. I can't imagine him being that stupid and naive to believe he'd actually do something like that. And the other bullshit stories that they come up with. It's all just ball busting. That's all. As long as he realizes that there's going to be that amount of people out there to do that, then, just accept it. There's going to be somebody that hates me today and is going to hate me tomorrow and whatever else. And that's just the way it's going to be. Because that happens with every single one of these channels. all of them.
Hmm.
You know, whether it's Andrew's channel, like I said, you know, you could give away, you could come up on panel every day and just give away free money.
Well, I knew what he was gonna say. Give away free money. Um, but you know, those claims that Rosie's making that she won't admit to you not doing, um, you know, they're DDT. I hate to say this, but I think it's just another way for her to get your attention.
Of course it
So,
is.
so she was trying to get your attention, and then you gave it to her, and then when you confronted her today, she
She didn't know what to say. She disappeared.
she just straight up and left like a cloud of dust.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't know how to reason with it. She's limited in how she can reason with this stuff.
She
But
should have at least cleared things up with
well, you
telling
know,
the truth.
I just keep hitting her with, please tell the truth. You know, you hurt me and my name very much. Just say you made a mistake, like you did, and we can be friends again. That's all. And just, you know, unfortunately, you got to keep your distance from somebody like that. You don't know what they're capable of doing, you know. But I think that's exactly what happened. You know, she wasn't getting the type of attention that she wanted from him.
Exactly. So then once she realized he wasn't going to give her that much attention, she left. I mean, once she realized she wasn't going to get that kind of attention from him, that's when, after he asked her those questions, instead of honestly answering them, she should have cleared things up with everybody instead of, you know, portraying him out to still be a bad guy when
Yeah,
he didn't even do those things, harass her or send dick pics. But
right.
you know,
Well,
she
she's been
just
pregnant. She's been pregnant now twice. You know, so I mean, 8 months pregnant or whatever. I mean, come on. I mean, it's not a little bit pregnant; it's a lot pregnant. She says she's 8 months or whatever last time. Isn't that what she said?
yeah, she has claimed she's been pregnant. She's claimed she
Yeah, 8 months. I mean,
has
that
a
shows.
boyfriend and blah, and
So we know what she's capable of. You know, she's capable of that kind of drama. And who's it hurt in the end? You know, inevitably in the end, it's going to hurt her
mhm,
somehow.
and
And
said,
and you know, she's kind of becoming a little tyrant herself. She doesn't get her own way. You can hear her in there fighting with her father. I mean, I'm you know,
yeah,
I can't imagine trying to you know deal with somebody day to day that's got autism. It's got to be challenging, you know. But
yeah,
everybody's got their limits to what they can stand to before they blow up.
yeah,
You don't know what the kid's doing on purpose or she's not doing on purpose. So whether she knows better in this situation or she doesn't, or she's just being difficult. It's hard to figure all that in.
Mhm.
So therefore, the people that used to jump on her panel and coddle her and everything else, all they were doing is sticking a knife in her, in a sense. They were just prolonging this to some kind of disastrous end for her, and that's what it's going to wind up being.
Yep.
It's going to wind up being a disaster
Yep.
because on a good day, the people in here with thick skin can't handle it either.
Love
So,
Penny Lane has a good point. Love Penny Lane has a good point. People baby Rosie instead of confronting her own sick behavior.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, you got all kinds on YouTube. I just don't think there are that many people that are naive to believe that it's a good idea for Rosie to have a, a channel with all these other channels that do nothing but fight and stab each other in the back.
Right.
I mean, that's crazy.
Because sometimes sometimes my panels can get out of hand. But you and I have been having, a great conversation without yelling, without
Oh, exactly.
screaming at each other.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have those times where people come on like Rick Crude and they start ruffling feathers, and it turns into an argument or whatever. And then
Mhm.
some people don't handle it the right way, and but that's gonna happen. It happens all the time, and it happens to the best of people. But it's not a place. This isn't a place to inject somebody like Rosie and get her involved with all this drama because she doesn't understand it. And other people end up getting hurt. You try to help her and you feel bad for her, and that's all that I saw. And I felt that DDT was helping her, and he was being nice. He's just being a nice guy,
Yeah.
okay? And he was trying to help her, and look how that paid off. And now to some degree, you might still be in some people's mouths about that, but at this point, it's just people that don't like him anyway. So
Randy,
I mean, huh?
can you see chat?
I can every once in a while when I turn on my other phone. I turn
Okay.
it on.
So Love Penny Lane said, agreed, Rena Bassett. Her father should monitor her internet use.
Well, I mean, that's got to be. I'd hate to have to live in a situation with an autistic child. I know somebody, not real well, but that
I
does
used
have
to
an autistic.
babysit two autistic people.
Huh?
I used to babysit two autistic people.
Well, I heard that 1 minute they could be all happy, and the next minute they're completely out of control about not having enough pancakes or something like that for breakfast.
It's like a bipolar.
Yeah,
Almost.
but like 10 times worse.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can only imagine how hard it is to deal with a situation like that. And it's got to be frustrating for a father, like I said, to try to differentiate between, okay, is she being difficult? Or is this a part of the autism where she just doesn't understand and she can't reason with it? I mean, there's got to be a lot of factors there that, it's confusing. So what do you do? In the end, you got to let a lot of it slide, I guess. So it seems to be the way that works out in Rosie's house.
DDT says, I'll be reserving any help given out more now.
Yeah, and it's too bad. That's a shame that he's got to say that. It's a shame when you have to say, hey, I like to help people, but I can't because it comes back to bite me tenfold. Yeah, I mean, that's a shame. The people that really deserve the help are the ones that have to suffer for it. And the people out there that are willing to provide that kind of kindness, also, they're hurt about it.
Right.
Yeah, I know. DDT.
She takes the kindness that people give her and turns it into her weakness, basically.
Right. I know DDT, even though a lot of people hate emo, and include myself, I see different things in emo. And I know he likes emo and he sticks up for him to a certain degree. And that's up to him. I don't not like DDT for that. I mean, that's up to him if he wants to uh, side with emo on certain issues. I'm sure he doesn't see everything the way emo does, but I can understand that DDT feels for him a little bit because emo has a lot of deficiencies, and DDT's a kind of helping guy, and he sees us as picking on him a lot. And my brain just works a little bit different that way. I don't mind helping people. I've helped my share of people in life, but I'm a little bit different in the way that I go straight for the people that really deserve to be helped. And I'm not saying DDT doesn't, but I just in my mind the way it works, I don't see people like emo. I think he throws away all the good things that people do for him and ends up embarrassing people with his rants and the things that he does and says. I just don't think there's any excuse for that. That's how I think of it. So therefore I don't like emo. I just think he was one of those spoiled little brats when he was a kid. He had to have everything his way. And that's just how I think of him. But other people think in a different way, and that's good for them. If they can see good out of something that I can't, well, hey, congratulations, But I don't not like him any better or any worse because he likes emo, or Rosie or any of these other people. I know he's trying to help in a way, So I mean, he may wonder why a lot of us pick on emo. It's just the way we think, opposed to the way other people think about, what's tolerable in my society, and where you draw the line between sympathy and dislike.
Yep. Oh, random.
Yeah.
DDT says I don't talk to emo anymore. Like,
I mean, that's his choice. Whether he talks to him or anybody else. He may see things in emo that we don't.
the thing I don't, it's sometimes his emo's rants are like pointless because it only And it's like once he gets in his rants and his, you know, he blames everything on his disability, why he has those rants and you know, and because of Gary this, Gary that, you know. It's like
Yeah. I mean,
you can't blame your cerebral palsy on why you have the rants, and you can't control your rants because of your cerebral palsy.
that's
Now,
right. You can't blame everybody else.
that's the part I don't
Go ahead.
understand well.
And I don't understand it either. You know, it just, to me, you know, emo is that kid you hear with that ear piercing screech in a Walmart that's
Hmm.
bitching that he wants that toy, and his mother's doing nothing to stop the madness. You know, she's just letting him go until he gets that toy. That's how I think of emo. You know, here's a kid that you know grew up to be the same as he was when he was younger. And how does he talk about his mother? You know, he trashes her. You know, so I mean that's typical of a spoiled child. You know, to come back at their parents and blame them for the way they are, or you know, all that madness. But you know, to start, you know, he's one that quickly brings people's kids and everything. He said something about Andrew. I know they've been back and forth with each other, but you know, calling his mother a whore and then you know saying his daughter's going to grow up to be a whore just like the mother. You know, I mean, there you go. You're crossing that line again. You know, and I don't recall Andrew getting that personal. I mean, yeah, he mirrors his streams and all that other stuff, but you know something. In the end, uh, you know, emo has benefited from all this. You know, I remember when he had like 800 subs and he was on YouTube for 10 years. So that's under 100 subs that he's gotten a year off YouTube until all this bullshit started. And then you know, his subs climbed up over 1,000. And, you know, I mean, you know, he should kind of embrace that. But he's taken it way too personal, like a spoiled rotten brat.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, I used to like go on his panels and stuff, but after a while, I just got so aggravated. I'm like, because when he started his yelling and stuff,
Hmm.
I just got so aggravated, and I just think to myself, it's not worth my time anymore. You know,
Oh, I
like
mean, there's a guy that can't take any kind of constructive criticism at all, and you know, he's put out so much dirty laundry of his own. I mean, a diaper thing alone. I mean, that just isn't normal. I've never heard of anybody going to school in high school and too afraid to go to the bathroom in fear of being picked on and shit in their own pants. I've never heard of such a thing.
right.
So, I mean, is it everybody else or is emo a little bit to blame?
Well, and then look, he claims he paid Lady Di back, but then she's saying she didn't get the money.
Right. He showed some kind of account that he deposited money in, and supposedly Yeah, I don't know for sure, but supposedly it was another account that somehow came back to him, uh, uh, wherever it went. But bottom line, it didn't go to Lady Di because that's what she claims. And I don't imagine she'd lie about something like that. But I mean that's the situation there, and all he claims is that people are ripping him off so bad that he's not going to be able to ever pay Lady Di back.
And then he supposedly, according to Gary Snowflake, supposedly he owes the Texas PayPal pool $800.
Yeah, and I mean, all he does is vehemently deny that he owes all this money. That it's everybody else, or this didn't happen, or didn't happen the way that everybody's saying. But it's always an excuse with that guy.
Yep.
I don't care how much he owes anybody, but don't go on attacks. The kinds that he does, and threaten to kill people, and then I mean,
Wishing himself was dead, or because I
right.
remember one day he put his name as emo is better off dead or something like that.
Yeah, all that pity bullshit. Now he's gonna die in 3 months, and something. I mean, I think that's bullshit anyway. He's trying to get donations again, or he's got that thing up where you can only go on chat if you're a paid member and any of that crap.
Yeah.
And he might have one or two people in here to do that, so that backfires on him. So he throws another fit because he's not getting what he wants out of YouTube. And something? Fuck you, emo. That's
Right.
life. If you don't have the content to make your channel successful, go fuck yourself. Nobody owes you shit.
Right.
That's how I feel about it. Eat a dick.
Right.
Sorry the way I phrased it, but
No,
that's how I feel about it.
it's just like it gets crazy over YouTube, and then Rick's always bitching about PayPal Peanut.
Say that again.
Rick's always bitching about PayPal Peanut.
That's because he's in a pickle with her, and he's trying to prove that it's all one big lie with her, and it didn't work that way. But emo. I mean, I'm sorry, Andrew popped up all those text messages that not only shows that Rick's full of shit, but it shows that he was threatening to dox her if she didn't keep paying out money. Hey, that's despicable. That was in text, and Rick doesn't deny it. The only thing he can do is try to make other people look worse. But how do you dismiss the fact that you're trying to extort money out of somebody? So now he's going on this bullshit rampage. It's us against them, people. I laughed when I heard that. I mean, who's he trying to kid? I would just hope that Peanut doesn't give him any more money.
Right.
If she does, she's a fool. I think she's a fool for giving it to him to begin with.
Right.
She might have a big heart, and hey, that's my opinion. I mean, hey, if you wanna give money to lost causes, go right ahead. I mean, hey, it's your money. If you want to get scammed out of it and have people treat you this way, and I mean, when, I don't know about you, but when somebody gives me something, I get shivers down the back of my neck. I'm thankful for it. I don't
Me
turn around and
too.
try to fuck them. It just goes to show you what kind of guy Rick Rude is. You give him something and you're still a piece of shit for it. Now, what kind of people do that? It's like, okay, you gave me something, but it ain't enough. Keep giving.
There's no really telling what he does with that money once he gets it. He could be saying, oh, it's going towards food, or oh, it's going towards mini justice, when that's not what it's going to go to at all.
Hey, this is a guy last year before he got thrown off of YouTube. They used to bitch all the time about e-begging. Not e-scamming, e-begging.
Mm-hmm.
And then claim that they were scamming too. And now look at him. So what's he do? He runs around everybody's channel that has an audience in there, and he picks a fight with somebody, degrades them, steps over the line, and he draws subs over to his channel because people want to hear what Rick Rude's got to say next. Until, I mean, it doesn't come across that way to me. It's just, I know what he's doing. It's all bullshit for clicks and views. That's all. Occasionally I'll listen in if there's a real fight going on, but I know what the guy's up to. It's just the more people you can get in there, the more people you can scam out of money. They'll send them more stuff. What a way to live, huh?
Right.
And here's a guy that lived his life, and he's coming towards 2/3 of his life, and this is what he's got to be proud of. He's got to be proud of this kind of life. Oh my God, I'd want to go hang myself if the last thing I had in my life was e-begging for bullshit. I just assume throw up a noose somewhere and end it all.
Right.
But he comes right back on, I don't know, this morning or last night or whatever, and starts saying, we got some e-scammers out there, and it's up against them. It's us against them. It's the hunter there with his speakers and all this other bullshit. And I mean that wasn't 24 hours later after Andrew put up those texts of him scamming Peanut. I mean, who's he think he's bullshitting?
Right.
But it's working. It's working for him. He jumps from panel to panel, picks a fight, starts some kind of chaos, and now everybody wants to hear the drama and chaos, so they sub his channel. And not because they like him, because they just want to, hear what he's got to say. But a few of those people are going to send him shit in the mail. He's not that dumb.
Right.
But it's the way he's got to do it. Like the way he come to your panel and started degrading you, and, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not entertainment, man. There's nothing noble about that.
Nope.
And you can't, and he'll write it off. Yeah, I'm just saying that, and bullshit, man. There's things you just don't do. Otherwise, you're a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, shame on the people that stick up for the guy.
Right.
Like people like Lady Di. That really surprised me. Over that video that No Justice had of the dancing around in the chicken suit.
Yeah.
I mean, she was annoyed because he put that video out. It was just a video of him in a chicken suit. He didn't sit there for 20 minutes degrading Crude. and she get all, annoyed about it.
Right.
I mean, this is a woman that was sitting there with her finger on the delete button and live stream, just waiting to delete people. I mean, go figure. What kind of bullshit is that? I mean, is that a double standard? Is that hypocrisy?
Right.
I started feeling bad for her too. She gets scammed from emo and all this other. Yeah, she's an old lady. But after seeing that there, fuck her too. She's back on my shit list. And I kind of let her know it, and I wasn't too hard on her. But I let it be known that I saw, how she was sticking up for Crude, after his recent comeback and his whole change of pace on YouTube, crossing lines and shit. Anybody that can support that, hey, hey, you're on your own.
Right.
I mean, her, Emo, and the other idiot there, Emo's brother or whatever, they just sat there on panels. Talk about a boring panel. It was soccer count after soccer count. I think I was in there a few times. I got deleted myself. Okay, just getting out what you want to say about Emo or whatever else is going on. And Lady Di sitting there intently. Up, got to get him out of there. Oh, that's the last time you'll say anything. Oh, here's another one. Are you going to be shitting me? You can have a panel of deleting? And now she has a tube up there, her channel or whatever. And, there's like 6 or 7 people in there. So I don't think there's a lot of people out there that are feeling too, bad for Lady Di and her bullshit. She kind of brought a lot of it on herself.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't want to be fucked with, then don't be a fuckwit.
Right. But for some people, that's easier said than done.
Well, I mean, if she wants to stick up for people like Crude, I mean, it's bad enough she's in Evo's con for so long, as far as I'm concerned. But now she jumps on the friggin' Crude bandwagon? Oh, you got to be kidding me. So now every time I see her, I'm going to rub it in a little bit.
Right.
That's all. Yeah, hey, she deserves it.
Right.
I'm not going to give it to somebody for nothing, but when I see somebody that, that's a real hypocrite like her, oh, I mean, they're begging for it. I mean, who are you to try to chastise anybody else on YouTube and pick on everybody else for this and, White Knight for Emo back in the day and all this other bullshit, when you're going to turn around, you're going to be a hypocrite about it. Fuck you.
Well, the problem with that is she felt obligated to because he promised he would pay her back.
What's that?
Oh, Penny Lane said Diana had a choice. She didn't have to give Emo money. And I said, well, she probably felt obligated to because he promised he would pay her back.
Yeah, Emo's promises. Hey, like I said, everybody was feeling bad for Lady Di. Yeah, she's an old lady. She get ripped off. Whatever, blah blah blah, and she's on the outs with Emo, and all that kind of shit. Yeah, okay, so you jump on her bandwagon for a little while until she pops up, White Knight and somebody else that everybody hates. Well, like I said, she's batting 1,000. You want to be a hypocrite? Hey, you want to go from one bad situation to another and start busting other people's balls? Okay, well, have a little of this.
Right. Well, Random, I know it's getting kind of late here, so I'm gonna end this. But thanks for coming up.
No problem, buddy. Always a pleasure.
All right.
Okay, we'll see you later. Tell
All
everybody
right.
in chat. Tell everybody in chat I said bye because I can't see him constantly. Just every once in a great while. Okay. Good night.
Good night. Well, good night, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed this stream. It's been almost 3 hours, so see you guys later. And thanks for Random coming up. See you guys later.